Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this impressive vid. This is Nicki Minaj and Latto's nasty Twitter feud. And Impressive says both of them were wrong, and here's why. So she giving us the full breakdown. This video is long, so I'm sure she gonna include all the tweets, the history, the audio, everything. So we're gonna get into it. I already predicted this, you feel me? Because y'all already know why I predicted it, okay? My abilities that I tap into, inform me of what's going to take place. And I said that Latto might feel some type of way and it might be beef between them. And lo and behold, look what happened. Literally some hours after I recorded that video yesterday. Look what happens. Y'all keep playing with my psychic abilities all y'all want to, but y'all know they be on point. Anyway, let's see what happened with this video. Let's watch.
Now back to the topic. Nicki and Latto got into it on Twitter, and it all started over the Grammys. Now, if you know the history between Nicki and the Grammys, you know that Nicki has had an issue with the Grammys for years because they have consistently snubbed her. And a lot of us believe that she was probably blackballed. A few years ago, Nicki called out the Grammys on her Queen radio show, and she insinuated that
I don't see the point. I'm not going to pause it too much because the video is already long, but I just want to say this. I don't see the point in her continuously calling them out and essentially begging for acceptance. If you see that they keep trying to play you over and over again, how about you just pay them dust? Why do you want this acceptance from them so badly, especially when you see that, it's biased and it's rigged? Why not just chuck it up as that and keep it pushing? I don't understand her needing to keep calling them out and keep addressing it and keep saying they doing me dirty. They keep snubbing me. It's like, all right, at some point you got to let it go and accept it and move on.
Producer Ken Ehrlich had her blackballed because of her Roman holiday performance. Nicki was initially given the green light by the Grammys to perform. However, the day of her performance, right before she was about to step on stage, they told her to back out. And Nicki was confused by this because she did a bunch of campaigns for the Grammys, she shot commercials, and she was given the okay to perform. But at the very last minute, they asked her to pull out, and they didn't give her a clear reason why. At first, they said it was because of Whitney Houston. Around that time, Whitney did recently pass, and I guess they wanted more time to give her a tribute, so they wanted to cut Nicki's performance. I'm assuming, I don't know. But Nicki decided to perform anyway, and when she did that, she explained that Ken Ehrlich, the Grammy producer, had her blackballed.
After I did everything they asked, they came the day of the show and told me not to perform. And I said, no, I'm going to perform, of course. And then when the performance came out and it received backlash from the Catholic Church, Ken Ehrlich reached out to my then management and said, can you please tell Nicki to stop speaking about it? And I thought that was weird. Because I didn't know how it was an issue for him. Like, it's my brand, I have to explain myself. I'm the one getting backlash. And he said he was mad because I had did an interview and said, well, the producers at the Grammys knew what song I was going to do in advance.
Right.
Which I thought made no sense because obviously nobody's watching the Grammys thinking that the producers don't know what song Nicki Minaj is about to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't understand why they were mad. And I didn't understand the power that man had to start to completely blackball me for the rest of my career. But that's exactly what happened.
So this really explains Nicki's rocky history with the Grammys. Nicki is the highest selling female rapper of all time. She has so many hits, but she still doesn't have a Grammy to her name. And it's obviously because they don't want to give her one. So I want to talk about this latest controversy. Now, the Grammys, once again, is making another obstacle for Nicki Minaj. Nicki submitted her song Super Freaky Girl to the Grammys rap category. Super Freaky Girl is one of the fastest selling rap songs and the highest selling single by a female rap artist this year. It also went to #1 on the charts, and it's still steady in the top 10. Now, Super Freaky Girl does have a pop sound, but Nicki was still rapping on the song. So I thought it should have been considered a rap song, personally. However, the Grammys rejected it from the rap categories and moved it to the pop categories. Now, this makes things difficult for Nicki because she has to go up against pop acts like Adele and Harry Styles, and you know the Grammys are going to favor these artists over her. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. So Nicki might possibly be snubbed once again. Now, the thing that triggered this whole back and forth between Nicki and Latto was when Nicki brought up Latto's song Big Energy. Big Energy is also a pop-infused rap song. However, the Grammys accepted Big Energy in the rap category, which is very interesting because on several occasions, Latto said Big Energy was a pop song. And Nicki pointed out the double standard in that. She said, why is it that her single is not considered rap, but Big Energy is? And she also brought up the fact that Drake's Hotline Bling song won a Grammy in the rap category. And Hotline Bling is not a rap song. So she was using different examples to make her point.
Yeah. We just watched this job. We're not gonna watch the game. Y'all watched the video that I reacted to yesterday if you haven't seen it. Oh, she gonna play the whole? Okay,
Post Malone, and it's Nicki.
Point while she was. Now, Nicki made a very interesting point while she was talking about the double standards at the Grammys. She brought up the fact that she doesn't have a 360 deal. A 360 deal is when the label gets a cut of every single thing an artist does, from their songs to their tours to their merch to their endorsements. They get a cut out of everything depending on the type of contract they sign. Nicki doesn't have a 360, so the music industry can't make as much money as they want to off of her.
As they will make off
a lot of money because
she probably
people actually buy her songs and stream her music, but she keeps a lot of her money too. And this can be a little frustrating to the powers that be. Artists have gotten blackballed for not signing 360 deals. For example, Lupe Fiasco was blackballed because he refused to sign a 360. He couldn't be controlled, so the industry got rid of him. This is why they want to bring somebody else up that they could actually make money off of and they could actually control. Now, Latto is being pushed heavily by the industry. She has a lot of support and funding by RCA, and her album 777 didn't really sell well, but they're still making money off of her other ways. They're making money off of her touring. They're making money off of her endorsements. They're making money off of her in other ways. So they're going to continue to push her and invest in her because they want to raise up another female rap superstar. And I guess the whole purpose of this is they want to save money. Instead of paying Nicki hundreds and thousands of dollars for a feature for their artist, they could have their own in-house female rap artist to do a feature, and the money stays within the label. Right now, RCA wants to put Latto in a position to win a Grammy, because once she wins a Grammy, the price goes up. It's all about money, y'all. It's all about money and control. So I do think there were some strings pulled behind the scenes to make sure that Nicki doesn't compete in the same category as Latto. But ultimately, I think this is really the Grammys doing. I think the Grammys still has a vendetta against Nicki because of what happened 10 years ago. So they don't really want her to win. They want to snub her. Now, let's get into this whole exchange. When Nicki talked about the Grammys and brought up Latto's song, Big Energy, Latto responded and said, dang, I can't win for losing. All these awards and noms, I can't even celebrate. Now, what's interesting is Nicki and Latto had a private exchange. I think they were texting, and Latto said, I agree with you. However, because of where we left off, I don't think you need to bring my name and song up to prove your point. And Nicki posted a screenshot of this on her timeline and said,
I think she brought it up because it backs up her point. If your song was kept in the rap category, then her song should have been kept in the rap category. So it backs up her point that they are purposely trying to sabotage her in one way or another. Whether it's because they don't fuck with her or just because they're trying to push you and have you win a Grammy so they can make more money off of you. So she kind of does have to bring you up and your song up because it supports her point. If she doesn't mention you, then it's kind of like, okay, well, that sounds like a poppy song. It's fine. You know, it would be debatable whether she should have been moved to pop or not. But if she brings your song up, it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah. Then in that case, they should have moved her song as well. You know, so I understand why she compared her song to Big Energy. But I also understand why Latto kind of felt some type of way. But I don't feel like she needed to address this publicly. So I feel like that's where she kind of fucked up. Because you didn't have to do all this. Just, address her, you know, in the DMs and keep it pushing.
This
Oh. Okay, never mind. This just shut me up. So, if she did DM Nicki privately and then Nicki chose to expose it and talk shit about her, then okay, I see why Latto said something.
And has probably mentioned my name.
But I don't know if this is the very first interaction. Is this the very first tweet that started everything? Y'all let me know.
Over 100 interviews.
Because if it was... Sorry, I'm going to stop pausing. Because if it was Latto's tweet, then I don't feel like that was that bad for her to say that. Damn, I can't even celebrate. Because whatever, she could be talking about anything. But if this was the first tweet that really set everything off, then Nicki shouldn't have done this.
Says she waited in line for
Pink
Friday with her Barbie chain on, bangs, pink hair, but today Scratch decides to be silent.
I seen this tweet and I think the next one, and then I was like, I'm going to sleep. I'll react to this tomorrow.
Now, this is where Nicki lost me. I don't think it was necessary for her to expose this text message.
Yeah.
She did it to make a point, but at the same time, it wasn't necessary. Yeah. And also, I felt like she was misdirecting her frustrations towards Latto. Nicki's real gripe is with the Grammys, not Latto. Also, Latto didn't have to say anything. She didn't have to turn this into a whole woe is me moment and hit up Nicki and say don't speak on me. Right. She didn't have to do that at all, because at the end of the day, she agreed with Nicki, because what Nicki said about the Grammys and their double standards is absolute facts. People like Doja Cat and The Weeknd don't say anything when people call them out for being acknowledged in R&B categories. Doja didn't say anything when Summer Walker and her boyfriend called out the Billboard Awards over her R&B win. She can't say anything. She can't argue with it because she's technically not an R&B artist. But RCA wants to put her in those categories because they want her to win and they want the price to go up. It all comes back to money, like I said. But anyway, back to the argument. Latto responded to Nicki and said, first of all, I texted you because I didn't want to do the internet stuff with someone I looked up to. Just like the first time I DM'd you asking about your ongoing subtweets. I wanted to speak up.
Yeah, it sounded like Nicki.
But the way you're going about it seems malicious, especially after how we left off. I've ignored countless subtweets since March and instead addressed you in the DM. You're asking why I didn't speak up in your defense. It's the same answer I gave you when you asked why I didn't congratulate you. You're literally older than my mom trying to be a bully. And Latto posted this Nicki tweet. In her tweet, she said that she unfollowed one of her fans for reposting a dud on her timeline. And Latto thought Nicki was referring to her. And she said,
how do you know?
This most recent subtweet in question, but I'm finna start from the beginning. Hashtag 40-year-old bully. Nicki said that it wasn't even about Latto. She said it was an actual person on TikTok, a creator, not even an artist. I'm sure the Barbs have receipts. It goes to show she made up these subtweets in her head simply because she sent me 2 songs I declined to do features on.
The plot thickens.
She also responded to Latto's comment about her age and said, all this time I thought she was at least 30.
Period. Because I was just fucking thinking that as I was reading that. Latto, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up when it comes to age, because you look old in the face. When I found out you were in your early 20s, I was very surprised. I did think you were in your late 20s pushing 30, for sure. You don't look good for your age. You're a cute girl, but you don't look like you're 22 at all, 23 or however old you are. So, I'm going to need you to chill out. You better hope you look half as good as Nicki when you get to 40. Girl, and is Nicki even 40? I feel like she's just being extra. I feel like Nicki might be like 30 in her mid-30s.
Age when you look like you the one pushing 40. Age shaming, but was begging for a feature. Imagine what them jeans gonna do in 10 years. So you in your 20s? Oh, okay then. At least it match your album sales. Yikes. You sold 20K, right? Mad you flop. That's why you really mad. Hoo-wee.
That's a fucking drag. Because, yeah, bitch, what are you going to look like in 10
brought
years?
Up some more receipts.
A mess.
Nicki allegedly subtweeting her. She said, okay, first, this was from when I teased Big Energy Remix. You didn't deny subtweeting me on the phone. I'm confused. Pete, not again, because she thinks I was using her fans for simply teasing my Willie feature and then the Big Energy Remix. And she posted some of these tweets, and a lot of these tweets are very vague. You can't tell who Nicki is really talking about. I think Latto got caught up in what was said on social media, and this is the thing that gets people caught up every single time. Anytime they feed into what the stands say on social media, they assume things and create problems that aren't even there. And Latto and Nicki actually had a cordial relationship behind the scenes up until this point. Nicki actually showed the DMs and said, now pay attention, every DM from Scratch Off is about a feature. I was kind every time, but Scratch Off feels she has pull behind the scenes with a few different white men. Won't name right now. Look at my next tweet to see the very next message she sent me after I declined three features. So in the DMs, Latto sent her a song and she was asking Nicki what she thought. And Nicki respectfully declined and said that she was busy working on her own album and she didn't feel like it was her. But she did not shut down the opportunity completely. She said maybe if she has another song that picks up, she'll probably hop on it. And Latto respected that, and she came back around and asked Nicki to begging again. Big Energy when Big Energy started getting
that song is terrible.
Popular. So it was a very respectful exchange. You wouldn't think that there was anything negative between these two, but once again, the fan bases and the stands like to create a lot of drama, and unfortunately, artists feed into it. And I think in this situation, both Latto and Nicki fed into the drama, and it turned them against each other. Now, what exactly caused this shift? Well, Latto did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, and she made this
girl, you Asian people with these lines under your eyes in your early 20s and these deep smile lines. I pray for you, sis, in 10 years. I do. That's crazy.
And it did cause a shift between her and Nicki.
Girl.
How many female rappers is thriving right now? Versus it being Nicki, and everybody else. Now we all, you know what I'm saying?
So people were running with this comment and saying Latto threw shade. And Nicki probably found it off-putting as well. And this is what caused the shift. Now, Latto hit her up in the DMs and confronted her and said, what's up? I've shown you nothing but the utmost respect and genuine love as a fan and someone who looked up to you. Hate that you allowing people to convince you otherwise. You know what I meant? So she was obviously referring to that.
First off, don't come at me like that, bitch.
Nicki responded and said, hey, before I respond to this, what exactly are you talking about? So that I could give you a clear response.
How you want to tell me I know what you mean? Bitch, I'm not in your head. I don't like how she coming at her.
So apparently Nicki
I don't like her.
was lost. She didn't know what Latto was talking about. But Latto felt like Nicki was so...
Like, she just has this real stank, like, attitude. And, like, she acting like she big shit and you sold 20,000. Like, if you gonna talk all this shit and act like, oh, I'm big Latto and bitches can't see me and hold up, you know what the fuck I meant. You doing all this, it's giving big dick energy, but you don't have the big dick to back it up with 20,000 sold in the first week, girl. That's really bad. Especially how heavy they're pushing you, and you had a song with fucking Mariah Carey. It's just the numbers aren't matching. So I don't like her.
And Nicki said, "Look at how this Karen makes up a fake beef in a passive-aggressive attempt to show her frustration about me politely declining 3 feature requests. Scratch Off is just an entitled Karen who blames others for her album flopping. Better stop it, Scratch Off." I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at that, but it's hilarious how she's calling her Scratch Off. Like, that is hilarious. After Nicki posts DMs, Latto ended up posting DMs of her own and said, "I literally named you as my dream collab multiple times in multiple interviews. Like I told you on the phone, I looked up to you. You still never answered my question about where the random shade started coming from."
What is the random shade? You cannot assume that this woman is talking about you. She could be talking about anybody. She throws shade at so many fucking people. On that later, okay? Because I'm going to address Nicki the fuck later. But you can't just assume that she talking about you just because some random fucking Twitter accounts have said that she talking about you. You can't make that assumption, girl.
Latto what she was talking about, and Latto said,
I haven't seen anything that
interview you DM Holland Media on Twitter about, and your tweets that followed. It's clear they was about that, but I'm trying to figure out what happened, like what changed. I've shown you too much genuine love for that.
I don't know what the fuck she's
And
talking
Nicki
about.
responded and said, you shown me too much genuine love for what? To be exempt from something? I could say the same thing, but would you or Bigfoot care? No.
Is she
Who's
talking about
Bigfoot? It's clear it was about what? You talking in circles. Say what you said. Here's
She
the
is
example.
talking in circles, because I don't know
You
what the
said
fuck she talking
it was
about.
clear you were talking about what I said. That's how you have a real talk. Let's start at what you said. I don't
Exactly.
talk in circles and I
Bitch,
don't get
speak
questions.
clearly.
We see everything. Trust. It's clear as day.
Put in
Do you
quotes
think
what the
got
fuck I
you
said.
where
What are
am
you
by
talking
not
about?
peeping everything? Do you think I don't know every release schedule at every record label? Did you think I don't know how many things move up on the list as soon as I say I'm about to do something? LOL. Well, if you'd like to actually talk, let me know. It would probably be better on the phone, though, because I don't like the back and forth texting. So many things.
That's really big, a lot of.
So many things can get misconstrued.
Oh, that's.
And I know people
this is
usually
not
use text to spice up their group
Sorry,
chats.
I got confused because Latto at first was on the left, but that's not her anymore.
There's actually a lot
Am I
I think
tripping
you
with
should
Latto
know,
on
though.
that? I think she was on
Latto
that.
said, yeah, I like to talk on the phone,
Yeah,
too,
she was
because
on
you
that.
bringing up other people and release dates, and that don't got nothing to do with me or what I'm talking about. Who's talking in circles? I referenced the tweets in my confusion with where all this pressure is coming from. Again,
What
I've shown
tweets?
you nothing but love. I'm the one trying to have real talk, not indirect subtweets. Straight up. I've ignored so much in hopes it wasn't what I thought it was from someone I looked up to. Latto said, with all this being said, it wasn't just about a Grammy category. You being funny bringing me up to defend your case, knowing our last convo didn't end on good terms. You literally told me I'm not flourishing and no one cares about my little song on the phone. LOL. Now, Nicki denied ever saying that, and Latto even came back and said, okay, that was a lie.
Is this
She
the audio?
actually tweeted this. Let me specify, I'm sorry, I'm delusional for saying we're newer female rappers are flourishing, and you said no one cares about my little song lyrics. My bad. FYI, I only recorded because I know who the F I'm playing with.
No, you recorded
Hashtag
'cause you
40-year-old
messy.
bully. And
You
she drops
look
these
for-
recordings.
girl.
Now, we don't know the full context of what was said. We don't know how things escalated. But she dropped this recording of Nicki raising her voice at her.
I've done nothing to you.
Crazy because
Yeah,
this
you
is
are.
something that is clearly delusional.
It's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. It's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. To recognize we weren't giving the platforms that we're being given right now. And I give you props all the time in every other interview
This is
for
stupid.
opening the door for that to be a possibility now.
Okay. So, what in conclusion? What do you think you wanna say about? Let's let you finish your statement about what female rappers were doing before and what they're doing now. I want you to finish it.
I finished it, Nikki.
This is such a dumb conversation. Who fucking cares?
I said for a long time it was you.
It was me.
Yes, and your
you didn't do your research.
what it
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have somebody send you the information about all the women in the last 10 years who have had Billboard recognition, worldwide global recognition, since you are clearly putting yourself above these people.
What?
No, I'm not.
How?
That's the purpose I can't even think of the word, like just
Don't use the
purposely
thing.
trying not to understand what I'm saying.
You don't even understand what you're saying because see,
No, I know exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was you running shit for a long time. I never said that you're no longer running shit. I said
the hard way. You're going to
okay.
learn the real world and the
Well, I love you and I will, regardless, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to support you from the sidelines. I feel from the sidelines because I can't do it publicly when someone is literally subtweeting me for no reason. purposely trying to misinterpret what I'm saying. I respect you too much to go back and forth with you. So I appreciate you for getting on the phone with me. The song lyric was recorded last year, way before any of this. And I cannot, yeah, you said, because you just said, I like to say it's given though. The it's given bar was nothing, it didn't have nothing to do with you.
And it's not going to benefit you. You understand? If people around you cared about you, they would have told you. That's not going to benefit you.
What's not going to benefit me?
Let me go. I have to do a Zoom. I'll hit you back. Thank you.
Ooh.
So that call was pretty tense. And
She's saying it's not gonna benefit you to keep playing with me, bitch. That's what she's saying. Both of them, I can't. This is a fucking mess. First off, Nicki, what the fuck are you talking about? She did not say that. I mean, granted, I didn't hear the whole interview, but from that clip, she wasn't putting herself above nobody. So where did you get that? You put that out your ass. That's weird. Latto recording this conversation, bitch. You waiting to try to expose her. Because what's the point of you recording this? Oh, because I knew who I was dealing with. No, you knew that she would try to pull this card when you felt that it was convenient and you would try to expose her. You was plotting the whole fucking time. You're whack, okay? But this whole conversation is dumb. Who fucking cares? Why are we talking about this? This is so stupid. Y'all really hopped on a phone call to talk about who was killing it in female rap and who killing it now. No, I said this in my interview and then you tweeted about me. This is so fucking dumb.
And like I said, I don't know the full context. I don't know what triggered the back and forth. But I'm assuming that it was about that Hollywood Lock interview that Latto did. And maybe Nicki was talking to her about it. I don't know. But either way, it looks bad on them both. Nicki sounded crazy on that phone call.
Stupid.
And it's interesting that Latto recorded this and was sitting on it and waiting for when she needed to release it. That actually speaks about her true intentions. Now, I want to get into what else Latto said. She said this. Been subbing. Super freaky grandma is married and related to effing R's.
Yeah,
I can't say the word, but it rhymes with apis. Y'all get the picture. You ain't gonna bully me, B. My idol turned rival. Now you hate
I don't like her.
Nicki responded back and said, y'all keep letting these bozos weaponize the word R when they're being
because what they gotta do anything?
Holding them accountable for not actually caring about our victims in real life. They have the same two drags about me, and one of them ain't even about me. That's how you know you that B. She said, one, didn't care about the R when she was begging for features.
Exactly.
Two, didn't care about Kodak's past. Three, didn't care about the accusations made about Dr. Luke who produced Big Energy. 4, newsflash scratch off, I never R'd anyone. I've inspired millions. You're one of them, bozo. So Nicki was calling out Latto's hypocrisy, and she was like, why are you coming for me? And you're associated with these people who have charges and allegations as well. And also, some of Nicki's fans pointed out the fact that Latto was liking pictures of Nicki and her husband. So obviously Latto didn't care before. The only reason why she's bringing up Nicki's husband and brother's cases now is because she wanted to hit her where it hurts. So that was pretty shiesty. That was very sneaky of Latto. And I didn't like how Nicki responded either. I didn't like the fact that she responded to this tweet about Latto's parents. Now,
right now, she said she just became a lawyer. That's why they told you better have a good connection with she like, wait, what? If I was in the 60s, you understand? 60s, you know what that means, right? Oh, I mean,
this tweet claimed that Latto's father groomed her mother. And from what I'm hearing, that's not the case. I think Latto's parents were around the same age when they started dating. So the fact that Nicki was reposting this was irresponsible. She was so caught up in getting her lick back at Latto that she didn't realize how it made her look. It made her look crazy. Yeah. And Latto looks crazy in this situation too. Yeah, both of y'all. Latto can't be trusted. There's something about her that simply can't be trusted. And Nicki has her flaws too. Nicki can be messy, she can be shady. But what you see is what you get. She doesn't hide anything.
No, that don't excuse nothing. She needs to get it together
Latto
too.
moves a little too sneaky for me. I feel like this whole thing was a setup. I think Latto was waiting on the moment to go at it with Nicki. She even had a phone call recorded because she was waiting to release it.
And look how quick you released it.
We would have never known all of this was happening because not too long ago, Latto was bigging Nicki up. It seemed like everything was all good.
The last time we spoke, you talked about how much you love Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Do you know about this?
You know, I've never seen Nicki in person, so I'm about to fangirl. Like, I'm staying the whole award show, whatever.
So watching this back, I'm kind of sitting there like, wow, this was all really an act. And like I said before, I think Latto beefing with Nicki was definitely a setup. She wasn't able to get a feature with Nicki, and she wasn't able to use Nicki's fan base to go further in her career. So she plotted on the moment when she could finally go at her. It was very sneaky. However, I have to call out Nicki and say Nicki should have never directed her energy to Latto.
Yeah, she didn't have to make that first tweet. That was too much.
Was with the Grammys,
exactly,
not Latto. But she misdirected her energy to Latto, and she allowed herself to do that. She's the one who got caught up in that trap. And this only fuels the narrative that she's bitter. So it's not a good look for her to be interacting with some of these rap girls in this way. So I think Nicki has to be the mature one in this situation. I know she's frustrated. I know that she's dealt with a lot in the industry. She deals with a lot of people who try to use her. A lot of people want to reach out to her for a feature, but when she rejects them, all of a sudden they turn on her. So she has dealt with a lot of disappointment. She's dealt with executives and big machines.
But this is what she's starting to be known for now, is the drama
she's
in.
On the defense, and she's naturally going to be skeptical of people's motives. But she has to start moving differently from now on. She has to stop getting into it with some of these rap girls because it reflects negatively on her. And honestly, she's too big of an artist and too big of a star to even be addressing somebody like Latto.
Exactly.
Who cares if Latto's feelings were hurt?
Fucking
She
Latto?
spoke the truth about the Grammys, and that's what the attention needs to be on. But anyway,
it is getting to the point where Nicki has had beef with probably literally 50% of female rappers. It's getting ridiculous at this point. And y'all can't keep saying everybody else is the problem and everybody's picking on her. She is the common denominator, and she's constantly starting shit. If that tweet, that impressive show, was the first tweet that kicked everything off, she's dead ass wrong. Why would you expose that private DM and then start going in on her? It's like you were waiting for the opportunity to go in. Like you was waiting for her to say something so that you could publicly expose her and really go in. That was so unnecessary. I understand why she mentioned her in her IG live rant, because again, she needed something to compare, you know, her song to. And it's like, hey, if y'all moved my song, y'all should have moved Latto's song. So I get that, and I didn't feel like she was being shady. And I said that in the IG live reaction. But for her to do all this extra shit on Twitter, you didn't have to do all that. I don't fucking like Latto though. I don't like her. I don't like how she moving. The DMs that she exposed of her talking to Nicki, I don't like how she was coming at her. Like, you know what I meant. How the fuck she know what you meant? She's not in your head. And she does talk in circles. Like, do you even know what you're talking about? So I laughed when Nicki made that comment. Like, I don't even think you know what you're talking about. Because you're not really articulating yourself clearly. I don't know what you're trying to say. And you like, yeah, I thought we was past this, but you want to do that? And then, bitch, what is that? What are you talking about? And the shit that impressive showed, maybe there's more. I haven't seen it. I'm not on Twitter. But the shit that she showed, I don't see anything directly that Nicki has said about her. Using subtweets is an issue because you don't fucking know who that person is talking about. Unless they say your name or they say something that's blatantly obvious that it's directed to you, you can't just assume, because she could be talking about anybody. Like the fuck I said, she got beef with about 50% of the rap girls, so she could be talking about any one of them. She probably wasn't talking about your bum ass. So for you to be like, oh bitch, you keep talking about me, where I don't really see the proof. I don't know if she's talking about it. It doesn't seem like she was, but maybe she was, because like I said, that first tweet where she went in on her, it's like, all right, it seemed like you've been waiting to do this. So I'm over both of them, honestly. Nicki needs to sit the fuck down. If you are this unhappy with the music industry and how everybody is attacking you and coming at you and, oh, the Grammys is after me and da-da-da, maybe it is time that you retire. I don't want you to, because I want new music from you and not this super freaky shit, because I didn't fucking like it. I don't like the song at all. But, you know, if you come with some better music, I want to hear it. But if you're going to complain constantly and argue with all these bitches constantly, it's like, girl, all right, then just give it up, hang it up, flat screen, like you like to say. Because you're doing too fucking much at this point, all right? And I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck what any Barbie's gotta say. She doing too goddamn much, and she can't keep arguing with all these people. And y'all really trying to blame everybody else. Y'all are delusional. Like what? She is the only female rapper that has beef with this many other female rappers. Like it's excessive at this point. She needs to sit the fuck down. I'm over it. But Latto is very snake-like. Her bringing up her husband and she's connected with rapists, like that was real trifling, because bitch, like she said, you wasn't worried about that when you wanted a feature, when you was begging for a feature. You don't care about no R words then, but now you want to act like you care about it and try to make comments about it. Bitch, you fake. I don't fucking like her. I've never fucked with her music. I've said this many times. I've tried to get into her, but it's not for me. And the fact that she be all acting like, oh, I'm Big Latto and da-da-da, and you sold 20K in the first week, girl, sit the fuck down. Both of them can sit the fuck down. This is a mess. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!